What loophole did you exploit mercilessly? Years ago when I was a freshman in college, Papa John's ran a promo for the Super Bowl where if you called the coin toss correctly, you would get a voucher for a free one-topping pizza. However, the only control in place was you could only enter the contest one time per email address. I created more than 60 emails. Half of them calling heads, half tails. Ate free for 6 weeks. I was also not what you would call healthy in those days. I remember that one. My roommates and I also ate well for a few weeks. Ate well. Ate lots. There were several vending machines at my school and around town that had an exploitable design flaw. You could take 2 bills and scotch tape them into one long bill. One face up and one face down. When you put the bill in the machine, it would read the first bill correctly and the credit would show up on the machine. Then it would try to read the second. But since it was upside down, it would then spit both bills back out. And I could buy what I wanted with the credit it read from the first bill. If you take the survey on the back of the Popeyes receipt, you get a free 2-piece and biscuit with the purchase of a drink. And you can take the survey on the back of that receipt to get a free 2-piece and biscuit with the purchase of a drink. And you can take the survey on the back of that receipt to get a free 2-piece and biscuit with the purchase of a drink. And you can take the survey on the back of that receipt to get a free 2-piece and biscuit with the purchase of a drink. And you can take the survey on the back of that receipt. I don't know if this counts as a loophole, but when I was in high school my buddy worked at Subway. This was when they had the rewards card that you filled out with stamps and after 8 subs you got a free one. I guess the employees were supposed to trash them when they were redeemed, but he just put them all in a box. One day he gave me a box full of them and I ate free subs until they discontinued the rewards card years later. Years ago I was working at a mall. There was a McDonald's in the mall. One of my customers was working at said McDonald's. She kept bringing us filled out cards for free coffee. Let's say I drank a lot of coffee working there, LOL. A supermarket in my town has a little bar inside of it that's run by the supermarket. They use the same payment system. The supermarket was running a coupon that took 3 off of every purchase, no matter how much money you spent. They were also having a sale at the bar where pints of locally brewed stout were 1. Typically they'd be about 6. My friend and I bought 3 pints. Total price was $3.21 tax. Subtract $3 with the coupon. 7-cent pints of really good beer. Went home. Came back with a bucket. Bought 3 at a time. Spent just over 2 for 30 pints of beer. Had a great night. Tried to go back the next day but they'd caught on and gotten rid of the coupon. The car wash station near my house. If you put in a quarter it thinks it's a Looney Canada and I can wash my car for $50 instead of $2. I have been using this method over 4 years. When I was younger I had Family Link on my device. For those of you who don't know, Family Link is a standard family monitoring app. And one of the things it could do is lock down my phone during bedtime hours. If I unlocked my phone during this time, a screen would pop up that says time for bed. And I couldn't get past said screen until morning. However, young me quickly discovered that the phone needed to be connected to the internet. And I found that if I turned off my Wi-Fi and data, my phone would not lock. Even though I couldn't access the internet, I could still play the games already downloaded to my phone. So young me was a happy camper. Early 2000s version of this. My sister and I both had PCs as teenagers. When we would get grounded, my mother would take away the wireless mouse. My sister's best friend was a computer guy, and taught us all the keyboard commands for everything. Story has a happy ending. He's now my brother-in-law. When I worked at Target, I'd buy 2 to 3 games at a time. Some of them I'd play for a few hours before deciding I didn't really care for it. Since the products were open, I couldn't return them to Target. I learned that Walmart would exchange the game for you. No questions asked without taking the wrapping off the new game. So I'd take my opened games to Walmart, exchange them for unopened games, then take the unopened game back to Target and return it for the full price. Local pizza place gave me a coupon for a free up to 3 topping large pizza if I also ordered a $5.99 order of garlic knots. For the last year or so I've called once or twice a month and placed/paid for the order over the phone. I then go in and pick up the pizza. They have yet to actually ask me for the coupon, so I just keep using it and the code keeps working. I did ask the employee if they wanted the coupon early on, but the person at the counter said nah, beep this place, and left. I thanked them, left, and never asked again. Last year my local burger chain had a promotion for 1 week where you could get a free order of fries. No strings attached. You went to the online store and there was a free fries item that you could add to the cart. Being a web developer, I took note of the exact network request made when you clicked add to cart. Basically the request looked like post/cart item ID 672, where item ID 672 corresponds to the free fries item. Well, after a week, they took the free fries off the menu. But I still had the web request saved. And to my amazement, calling the request directly with the correct item ID still added the free fries to the cart. Now, a year later, I've claimed 30 orders of free fries, over 100 of value. Every time I go to order from the store I cross my fingers praying it's not been fixed yet. But at this point I'm not sure they ever will address this. Assuming you're making a normal order free fries, they're probably still making money and you've ordered from them more than you normally would. Maybe they found a loophole. On my first year of college we used to go to a nightclub that included 2 consumptions with the ticket. So you paid the ticket and they gave you 2 receipts that you could exchange at the bar for whatever drink you wanted. Well, the receipt were printed with the very same machine model and with the same paper that the library in our college printed the receipt for returned books with. Every Friday we took a lot of books and returned them using the automated system at the library that would give us a receipt for us to prove that the book was returned. Later that night we'd give those receipts to the busy bartender that could not be bothered to check those were real. This went on for months. If you work in education and have a edu email address, you can almost always get student pricing on services that offer it: Amazon, Spotify, etc. More of a glitch, I suppose. But when Redbox first started, their app was much less robust than now. My wife discovered if you added a movie to your cart then hit checkout, then back, it would keep the movie in your cart but change the price to 0. We rented probably 30 movies for free, a few each week, until they finally updated the app. One of my students' job had a grossly overpriced Kinder Bueno vending machine in the break room. One day I accidentally realized it opened like a normal fridge. I've eaten approximately a gazillion Kinder Bueno in the course of 2 weeks without telling anyone, but my best co-workers. At Burger King, a double cheeseburger meal cost more than a 2 cheeseburger meal for years. Pitch the 2 bottom buns and boom, double cheeseburger. When I was in high school, my friends and I discovered a horribly unhealthy extreme coupon buy. The store was running a promotion of 99 energy drinks. The same energy drink was simultaneously running a promotion of buy 10 energy drinks, get 10 in-store credit. We cleared out 3 stores over a summer break and spent 30. We did this so we could have 3 checkout lanes constantly scanning all of their inventory. When the managers caught on to what we were doing, they would go through the same stages. First, they'd make sure we weren't doing anything illegal. Make sure they weren't doing anything they could get fired for. Then they'd help us offload their entire stock. The next day we went to try it at a few other stores. But word got out of Discovery and the store shut the promotion down. I drank so much AMP that summer. I remember staying up for 2 days running on nothing but AMP and Doritos. We were out in the desert building jumps for our bikes in the Phoenix AZ heat. I threw up. Went home and slept for like 16 hours. And gave away the last of my energy drink loot. To this day the thought of drinking an AMP makes me feel uneasy. I remember staying up for 2 days running on nothing but AMP and Doritos. As is tradition.